Hi guys, video is for page 8 of your interactive notebook on the classification of matter. We can classify matter as either pure substances or as mixtures. And a pure substance is a type of matter that's made of only one type of matter, while a mixture is made up of different types of matter, so different elements and compounds, that are mixed together. We can further separate pure substances into either elements or compounds. Matter is an element if it's made of only one type of atom. For example, all iron atoms in a chunk of iron would be an element. Compounds are made of atoms of different elements bound together. So if we had a large oxidized sample of iron that had formed iron oxide or rust, that would be an example of a compound, and those atoms are bound to one another. For mixtures, we can classify mixtures as either heterogeneous or homogeneous. A heterogeneous mixture is a mixture that is not uniform throughout. So these will be things like if you had a sample of sand with a bunch of rocks or shells in it, or maybe soil, any type of a mixture, so different types of matter mixed together, that's not uniform throughout, meaning it doesn't look the same throughout and it doesn't have the same properties throughout, is a heterogeneous mixture. If a mixture is uniform throughout, then it's homogeneous. So homogeneous mixtures are uniform throughout. These would include things like air, which is made up of a lot of different elements and compounds, and perfume, anything else that's uniform throughout in terms of property and appearance. Homogeneous mixtures are also known as solutions, and we're going to use this word a lot in class. So whenever you hear me refer to a solution, that's a homogeneous mixture. And then we also have homogeneous mixtures made of metals, and these are called alloys. And really it's important to note at this point that a mixture can be either solid, liquid, or gas. For example, we talked about air as being a homogeneous mixture, and that would be in the gaseous phase. Something like perfume would be a liquid phase mixture. And then in the example of an alloy like brass made of different pure metals, is a solid phase mixture, but all of them are examples of mixtures. So you can use these different criteria to classify matter into these different categories. And on the left side of your notebook, you have this little flow chart. It's like a dichotomous key, and you're going to fill this in. So pick any substance. Please don't pick air. That's the one that I picked. I want you to pick a different substance, and it doesn't matter which one you come up with, but any kind of matter. And then you're going to go through this flowchart until you can identify the type of matter that the substance is. So, for example, for air, the first question says, is the substance made of only one type of matter? And of course, air is not. We know it has carbon dioxide and oxygen and nitrogen and lots of other things. So my answer is no, so that makes it a mixture. And then to further classify it as either homogeneous or heterogeneous, we'll ask, is the composition of the mixture uniform throughout? And of course for air it is. Air doesn't have, like different samples of air would not have different properties. If you look at air, well, it's colorless, but if you could see it, it would look like the composition of it was uniform. It will look the same throughout. So that makes it a homogeneous mixture, so then I'm going to identify it on the bottom as a homogeneous mixture. And this page will be glued into your notebook, and it folds in half, and there's actually two of them, so there's another one up here. And I want you to do this exercise with two different substances, and try to get different substances that are going to end up being classified as different types of matter. And then use the flowchart to classify them. And that's it for page 8 in your interactive notebook on the classification of matter.